ago, I recommended my favorite Star Trek novel, Ishmael by Barbara Hambly. That got me to thinking that I should reread it. But that got me to thinking that I should also share with you what I found as I reread this delightful mix of Western and space Western. But I repeat myself since it's Star Trek. I hope this series of videos will get you reading this book too, so think of this like a check-in with the book in progress. Compare your notes to mine and leave your ideas in the comments below. We'll start with chapter 1.
This Star Trek will go on for some time, and I will go searching for some rhymes. I'll explore new galaxies and sail uncharted seas in search of new adventures and new friends to me.
We'll start with chapter 1. Unlikely wishes and crossover cameos. The narrative kicks off with an unnerving sentiment expressed by Captain Kirk.
He had not slept in 2 nights now. It was, he guessed, close to the end of the 3rd. He had dozed restlessly, skimming the surface of dreams that repeated the same scenes over and over in a nightmare treadmill of doubts and grief. And the dreams always ended in the same way, with that implacable riddle and final silence stretching away into the darkness of space. He hoped for the 1000th time that Spock was dead. He should be, he told himself. 24 hours is a long time, but the other half of his mind whispered treacherously, he's tough.
Right away, he wishes that his best friend Spock were dead, as the certainty of such a fate would be easier to grapple with than the unknown.
Under nebula's glow, I'm swallowed by the night. Your absence in the bridge dims the guiding light. Spock, I call to the mending flight. In this vast expanse, you're out of sight. Navigating the cosmos just doesn't feel right without your steady hand in the starlight.
This sentiment comes in the wake of Spock's decision to go on an undercover mission that is dangerously investigating a suspicious bit of Klingon activity involving an ore transport. As the Enterprise hovers near Starbase 12, we are transported back to the previous night where Spock jests about making better alcohol than a bar, humorously referring to getting drunk as over-metabolizing.
The memory of the Wonder Bar was vividly clear in his mind, cozy and dim and overpriced, with the tinkle of ragtime music in the background and the sweet taste of Aldebaran depth charges on his lips. He'd been there with Mariah Kellogg, an old friend from his academy days. Spock had arrived alone, as he was generally alone, and as usual he did not drink, saying that if he wished to consume alcohol, he could manufacture it far more cheaply in the laboratories of the Enterprise and have a guarantee of quality as well.
You could probably metabolize it more efficiently if you took it intravenously too,
commented McCoy, and Spock raised a prim eyebrow.
So I could.
He agreed in his most correct voice.
But it has always escaped me why anyone would want to metabolize alcohol in the first place.
This initial chapter is rich with intertextual references to other beloved science fiction universes. A spice smuggler hints at Han Solo from Star Wars, brown uniformed pilots allude to Battlestar Galactica, and a curly-haired space tramp could be no other than the 4th Doctor from Doctor Who. The chapter ends with an ominous note as the battlecruiser Rapash, a potent Klingon ship, emerges, and the transport vessel that piqued Kirk and Spock's interest mysteriously disappears after going to Warp 7.
The Enterprise had remained on battle alert all the way to Alpha Eridani 3. The Rapache had followed them, never coming into hailing range, to the edge of that star system, then with a showy roll had fallen abruptly away and headed back in the general direction of the distant Klingon Empire. And after that, nothing. No sign of the ore transport, though the Enterprise had gone into the outer edge of the cloud at several points on its way back to Starbase 12 and had taken readings as accurate as there could be. No hint of what had been aboard. All clue to its nature gone, the transport itself gone, Spock gone.
Chapter 1 presents an intriguing blend of popular franchises, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Doctor Who, and Star Wars. This intersection of universes forms a rich tapestry of camaraderie, exploration, and survival against formidable odds. Captain Kirk's contemplation over Spock's disappearance and his unsettling wish that Spock were dead lays bare the emotional toll of leadership and friendship in an uncertain frontier as wide as space. His raw introspection uncovers not only the burden he carries as a captain, but also subtly hints at the depth of his bond with Spock. The depth of this bond opens up a space for reading into the famous Kirk/Spock relationship, a cornerstone of the Star Trek/fiction fandom. We wouldn't want it any other way, of course. The disappearance of Spock, who undertakes an espionage mission, adds elements of intrigue to the narrative. This opens up uncertainties around Spock's fate and possibilities for the complex narrative ahead. The anxiety and concern Kirk shows for Spock's well-being may serve as a tacit acknowledgement of their strong relationship, which, as mentioned, fans of the /fiction might interpret as much more than platonic. This intricate dynamic sets the stage for deeper exploration of their relationship, further intriguing fans of Kirk/Spock narrative in the Star Trek universe. After all, how will Kirk survive without his boyfriend? So that was chapter 1 of Ishmael. I hope you will join me for more next time.
Oh, Spock has feelings too, hidden in green hue, beneath the stars and the infinite view, from the Vulcan's heart to the sky so blue.